liberal fruitcakes. Entitlement. Let's talk about it. One of society's favorite words, especially for those on the left, is that of entitlement, or to be entitled. So let's define it. Entitlement is the belief or state of having the right to something. This can be both legal and societal, but there are other forms as well. Legal and societal. In the United States, we are allotted certain rights. These can be found in the Constitution, mainly under the Bill of Rights. These are the first 10 amendments to the U.S. Constitution, outlining the rights you as a citizen have living in the United States. These are the foundational rights that protect you and I. And if you don't know them, you really should. Because there's a lot of confusion on what you can and cannot do, and there really shouldn't be. My favorite two are the First and Second Amendment, because the Second Amendment protects the First. But there are other legal entitlements that are super important, like the right to due process, and the entitlement that you are presumed innocent until found guilty. Now, I know a lot of you struggle with this one, and like to assume people's guilt rather than their innocence and good intentions. We've seen that over the past couple of weeks. But entitlement can also define benefits, like Social Security or VA benefits. These are entitlements because you paid into Social Security, or you defended our country. But there are three main ones that are found in the Declaration of Independence. And I believe there are some misconceptions on these three. That is, you have the entitlement to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Now, these three words are used a lot to defend your so-called entitlements. But let's look at them. Life. Your life is your own. You are entitled to that. And nobody is entitled to take that away from you. But that does not mean you are entitled to a good life. That is your responsibility. A lot of people go, well, life requires food, water, and shelter. Well, these are what you need to survive. You are only entitled to those as far as it does not require the effort of somebody else's labor. That does mean it is your responsibility to access those. Now, these are freely accessible to us. Now, I know a lot of you are going to get mad by saying, those are our basic rights. You are correct. You have the right to be able to access these things. But you are not entitled to have those things for free. Which is why there are charity programs that help people access these things when they can't. Because your entitlements stop as soon as it requires the effort of somebody else. You are not entitled to the skill, labor, or effort of any other person. That is where your entitlement stops. Period. Now, I know a lot of you got upset when RFK said that healthcare was not a right. That is because it requires the skill and effort of somebody else. Now, the beautiful thing about the United States is you will never be denied healthcare. But you can look to places like Canada and England where they have socialized medicine and are short-staffed by doctors and healthcare professionals because they are only allowed to bill out a certain number of services because they believe that they are entitled to the effort of that person. And that is not true. Which is why liberty is so important. Liberty is the ability to make choices without interference or oppressive restrictions. That is on way of life, behavior, or political view. Now, yes, there are some restrictions on that, insomuch that your choices do not affect the ability for other people to choose, or do not affect protected classes. And the pursuit of happiness. You are not entitled to be happy. You are not entitled to vacations. You are not entitled to go out to nice dinners. You are not entitled to college. You are not entitled to rock concerts. You are not entitled to big houses and nice cars. You are not entitled to the money of the wealthy. And I know you don't like that one, but it is true. The only thing you are entitled to do is work on yourself and make yourself better. To build your families, to strengthen them. You are entitled to try to be happy, even if things aren't going your way. So pick yourself up by your bootstraps, because that's where your entitlement starts. Have a good day!